Hey, it's Aaron, and today's shaky cam interior review is inside a Ford Bronco with the Everglades edition. I say shaky cam because I have no way to set this camera or mount it on anything without lots of issues. Everything I've tried just hasn't worked. It's just either not enough space or it's not high or low enough, whatever. So I'm holding it in my hand, so it's going to move around a little bit. That's how it is. Anyway, I'm going to do a full walkthrough of just the interior, especially the front with all the gauges and buttons. If you've been on this channel, you know what I'm talking about. I do this a lot. So yeah, let's get started. I did one of these 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember which, when these very first came out. And I think I covered everything, but I'm going to do another one. Nothing has really changed, but it is kind of an update, I guess. I should be doing it. So, few things to look at. Some of these are pretty unique and pretty cool. So let's get started on it. We start at the left-hand side. So you remember with the Bronco, the doors can come off. So things like the mirror right there are mounted to the vehicle, not to the door. And then this stuff is all simplified. So there's only door locks and the door handle and a physical lock. Nothing else is on this door. The window controls and stuff I'll show you later. They're over in the middle. If you're familiar with Jeep, you're familiar with how that works. You got a grab handle right here for climbing in and out, which is important. I found out when I was off-roading, because that's where you really need that when the vehicle is not on flat ground. Climbing up and down hills trying to take photos of the vehicle at angles. Anyway, first of the vents right there. And then down here you have lighting controls. So you can see it's on automatic right now. You can force it. You can go to marker lights only and you can turn everything off. These are the dimmer switches for the dashboard and the gauge cluster and the infotainment screen. Down there is your parking brake, and down at the bottom is your hood release right there. And that's pretty much it. Really good, positive dead pedal in this. Great when you're off-road. It's just in the right spot, so you can brace and do your thing. It's pretty great. Now, yeah, all right. Steering wheel. This is basically it. Over here is all of your so here's your cruise control stuff. Turns it on and off there. This is for your lane keeping and things. You can also, I believe, use this for the automated parking. No, it's lane keeping only. Never mind. So you can turn it on and off with that button very quickly. Down here's volume controls for the audio system. Over here you have mostly driver information stuff. So your audio tracks is right here. Up here you have your phone telematics. It's not what it is, but I like to use that word. And then this is your voice controls, which are okay in this. They're not like advanced or anything. You can't just talk to it. It's more of a prompt and answer thing. But over here, this is how you run your driver information screen. There's a back button for it, and this goes through the menus. I'll show you that information screen actually just right now. Let's go right to the cluster. All right, so this is the default layout. So this is what you get as a default on the thing. So over here is your miles per hour. Down there is the engine heat, so what the coolant temperature is. This is sort of an info spot. So this has glass that's curved, which is great because it's perfect to not get glare. That's why it's designed that way. Down on the bottom you can see the gear selections, so that tells you where your gear lever is. And then over here you can see some engine and other things, other info bars. Again, this is the default. So you're seeing your digital miles per hour here, RPM right there, and your fuel gauge on the left. Now, when I use those driver information buttons, you can see the stuff on the right can be swapped around. So you see it's indicating that it's moving up and down through some menu options. So this is kind of a cool one when you're off-road. This one is also nice off-road, but not as useful. So I'll just show you really quick. Right now we're in 2 high. If I move it over to 4 high, it'll say shift in progress, and then it will show it's on all 4. If I put it on 4 automatic, So what this is sort of like all-wheel drive. Then it will decide whether it needs to be four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Since we're sitting stationary, it is going to go four-wheel drive to propel all four wheels, and then once we get up to a little bit of speed, it'll switch to the rear wheels only, just for smoother operation. So I'll put it back into, whoops, I pushed the wrong button. Put it back in 2. I'll show you how I shifted that in a second when we get over to the shifters. So there's kind of the idea of what's in here. This is useful if it's like right now it's fall, so the temperature's dropped and a lot of tires are getting, so anyway, and there's the default one again. Now if I go to the menu system, that pops this up, and you can go through a whole bunch of stuff. So I can look at all that same stuff, but I can change what that middle screen is and show like some navigation and other stuff. So it's pretty neat. I really like this setup. It's a very easy to use and intuitive setup. So it's really, really cool. I really like the way they did it. So very, very smart there. Now, moving along, here's your stop button. So this is how you start the engine, stop the engine, or just turn on accessories. Right next to it, you see this little thing sticking out. That is a you can push the key up against it and then start if you aren't getting that I don't know. Anyway, if you need to use the RFID to reset everything. And then right here is another vent. Here is the infotainment system. So this is not the default screen. This is my preferred screen, because I like to see what music I'm playing. Right now it's still connected to my phone. I just put it on so that it wouldn't beep anymore. But anyway, you can do your phone settings, nav right here. Here's all of the apps if you want to flip through and see everything. And then here's some settings. So this list is useful when you first get in it, because you're going to want to change a few things. You're probably going to want to change like how the clock is, or for some reason it doesn't auto update. You can see it's not connected to any Wi-Fi right now, except for Ford's. So if you don't have a subscription, you could connect to your home Wi-Fi, and then it will automatically do updates and things like that. And then it tells you if you've got messages and other stuff. This is all off of the phone, and then this is what's going on the phone right now. You can change this stuff around using these settings, the display setup, and so on, and then you can see you can download some apps and a few other things. Very neat. Easy system to use. Sync is a really, really good system. Ford really put a lot of work into it, and it paid off. It's a great setup. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all you need to see on there. You can go through and fiddle with it if you ever get one. Down here are the awesome hard buttons and knobs for everything. Volume control for the radio and whatnot here. Here's your physical controls for the rest of it. There's your auto start toggle, so if you don't want it to shut off at lights and other things, you can just toggle that. It does reset that every time. It doesn't remember, but it remembers things like the bun warmers down here and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Tuning over here, and then down here you have your HVAC stuff. So this is kind of the main knob. You use this, you can turn it on and off like that. And you can set the temperature by just twisting, and then you can see where everything else is. Here's your defrosts and whatnot. So really nice setup, easy to use, and smart. I like this a lot. Down below that, you can just see this is a cubby to drop things. It is not a wireless charger as far as I could tell. It never set up to my phone, but you got some USBs here, both a C and an A. And then moving back, here's a thing that's Bronco. Ford loves doing this. So this is basically your VIN number. It's a whole lot of info on your Bronco. This will tell you like where it was built, what number it was, all that good stuff. And then here's your drink holders. Drink holders are useful, good size, and yeah, no thinking involved. They work. Shifter. So you have a button on the front right here that you pull to move the gear lever between these. So if you go down to drive right here, you can drop it pull the button and drop it one more. Now it's in manual shifting, and you have to shift from these buttons here. It will do things to preserve itself. So if you are in manual and you're trying to go, 10,000 RPMs in first gear, it's going to either not let you do that or shift on its own. I pushed it to the red line, and all it did was not let me go any further when I did it. But I was going pretty slow. I was fairly slow, but yeah. So there you go with that. Now down below that is your shift knob and GOAT is what they call it, but your off-road modes. So you can see I have it in 2 high. I can push these and get all the different ones. So 4 low, 4 automatic, 4 high, and then in the middle, that's your off-road, your hill descent or off-road speed control. I don't really use those very much, but you can right there if you need to. This does a pretty good job of doing it on its own without need of that. And then you always have the manual shifting. That is the one time I've used it the most. Off-road going down a hill, I just force the gear and call it good. And then when you twist this, it has different off-road modes for different things. So snow, ice, sand and dirt, rocks, etc., mud, whatever. And then here's the window controls. So they're upside down. This is the front windows, this is the back windows, this is the window lock button. Over here is how you control the side mirrors. So you move this, you select one, and then you move this and adjust with that. So pretty cool, easy to use, pretty intuitive. Then you have your storage box, which is a decent sized console for the size of this vehicle. There's a plug in here, so you can see that's where your 12-volt plug is. And then you have this flat space, which has no storage at all. Underneath, this is your glove box. And then up here is some more off-road controls and other goodies. So these are differential locks. So you can see what they do here. If you're in tight quarters off-road, you can use this, so you can toggle this, and then what it does is it breaks the inside tires as you turn, making a tighter, better turn. Here's your squirrely button for turning off the traction control. Here's your Duke's lights over here, and then if you see that right there, that's a 1/4 bolt hole, so you can screw in a camera mount and other stuff. So yeah, you can basically mount your camera right there. It's great for, action cameras. I tried to put my physical camera on there, but I don't have the right equipment for that. All of mine are made to screw into the camera, not screw the camera into things. So, but anyway, there you go. It's a little tripod looking thing. And then if you go up, here's the rear view. Hi. And then you see that QR code right there. That's pretty cool. That brings up all the info for the windshield. So whoever, when you go in to get a windshield replacement, they can scan that and get all the info on what this particular windshield is. Then above that, right here, these are the auxiliary buttons. These are, well, they're pre-set up but not pre-wired. So if you add like a light bar, anything like that, you can add it to these auxiliaries and boom, good to go. Pretty dang cool. Back seat. So the back seat's a decent size for the size of the vehicle, and then the cargo space is also really good. Yeah, I didn't do cargo area shots and stuff. This one has the optional tray system in the back, which has a slide out tray back there. It's pretty cool. It's kind of useful and stuff. I find the one in the Toyota a little better. It can hold a little more weight, and it is the cargo base. So when you put stuff in there, you slide the tray out, the stuff comes with it. This one's underneath and comes out. So it's useful once you're there and you want to set up, but it's not as useful for what I would use it for, which is you pile all your stuff in there, and then when you get home, it's a lot easier to get it out when you just pull the rack out and start doing it. But those are little details. The roof comes off of this, the doors come off of this. Yeah, it's huge competition for the Jeep, and it's been winning so far. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I think that's it. That's what I got. This is just a quick interior walkthrough to look at all the little buttons and switches and so on, and show you what the 2024 model Ford Bronco looks like right now. This is, again, the Everglades edition with the Sasquatch add-ons. It has really cool steely looking alloy wheels. It has bigger tires, of course, because it's that, and then it has the Warren winch and so on. So pretty cool setup. But yeah, that was the interior. All right, I'm rambling at this point, so I'm gonna quit. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.